What is going on? Hope everyone is doing well. I know I am. As you can see, I'm in a new space. I just moved across the hall from my old room because one of my roommates moved out. And I got his room, and it is a serious upgrade. As you can tell, like, it's a super open area. I mean, that other room, really small. I mean, my bed was lofted, so this just feels amazing. I've had this set up for a few days now, but not complete. I gotta get some chairs and a rug and some other stuff, some more wall stuff, but it's here now. And got the records up there, strategies. I'm very hype, and a big bed. That is crazy. That is a crazy upgrade. But hope you all been doing well. I haven't been on here for a minute. I've been doing good. Had a really, really great end to the year. School year, I mean. Eau Claire Jazz Festival. I helped run it and played a lot of musical roles in it, and it was just very gratifying experience. I ran a marathon, just a bunch of other shit, but I'm pretty proud of myself this year. But right now we got Hadley Calaman on the platter right now. This is a promo. Sounds great. I love this record on Mainstream Records. He's from Japan. I mean, not many people know about him. He's got a few other records on Mainstream. This is the one I have. Hadley Calaman on tenor and flute, Larry Vukovich on piano, John White Jr. on guitar, Clarence Becton on drums, and Bill Douglas on bass. I know that name, that's about it. But yeah, great record. Joe Henderson-ish. Yeah, sorry about these. It's gonna be kind of loud with these trucks going by, but yeah, I'm just gonna do a recent find since Christmas, maybe. This is a little stack that I have. So first off, I'm gonna turn this down. Me and my girlfriend went to Milwaukee just to visit. I'm living in Eau Claire, Wisconsin right now, and Milwaukee's about 2 hours away, I think. I forget, but checked out a couple shops there. First one we went to was, I don't remember what it's called, but the jazz selection was really, really nice. And I was digging through the crates. This was literally like top 3 on my want list. And then it was just there, and I was blown away because this is a very first German pressing in really great condition. Yeah, I was just so stoked about this. Don Cherry, Eternal Rhythm. This is a really, really deep record. It's intense, but it's just so gorgeous. Their communication through the band is just outrageous. I've never heard anything like it. Like, first time I put my ears on this, I was just blown away. It's opened by Don Cherry playing 2 different flutes, and that's how the first side ends as well. It kind of does full circle. But man, this is wild. Here, I'll read the lineup. Don Cherry on so many instruments. Albert Mangelsdorf on trombone. Just a bunch. It's Sonny Sherrock on guitar. That's really the only name I knew, because it's just a bunch of German names, because this was recorded at the Berlin Jazz Festival in 1968 on November 11th and 12th. So yeah, look at that back. There's one point where everyone starts like vocally screaming. I mean, after a pretty chaotic section instrumentally. And it kind of comes to a climax where just people are screaming. It sounds like just a horde of like blood-curdling screams. It's pretty horrifying. And then Don Cherry comes in on his cornet, and it literally just feels like an oasis. It transports you to like the pond in the middle of the desert, and it's just like so rich, and everyone joins in. It is wild. And the way they kind of play this is Don Cherry will play a melody, and then everyone will join. That's kind of how they switch songs. He'll just play a new melody, and then everyone kind of joins and communicates through that, which is wild. And there's one point, it's at the very end, I think. No, I forget when it is, but it literally just sounds like a tribe of people just like celebrating. It's a really beautiful moment. He goes, and everyone joins in. It's so good. But the end, Screamy J, Who's on drums? Jackie's Tholat. He is incredible. They start playing this like 6/8 rock thing at the end on Screaming Jay. And it just is so epic. It is so epic. And he sounds like a psychedelic drummer from the 1968. Like he could easily be like one of the best pop drummers of all, like, in the scene at that time. But chooses jazz, which I'm not complaining about. Yeah, Don Cherry, Eternal Rhythm, 1968. German pressing. Super, super happy about this. And I remember I was really excited to get this. It was just kind of like, yeah, I got this record. I put it on and I was like, whoa, I forgot how visceral it is. But at this same shop, I saw Art Blakey, the Jazz Messengers Big Beat. This is a Liberty pressing. So what, 66 maybe? Jacket's kind of beat up. Wax is also beat up, but it was a good price. And I mean, that there, legendary track. Had to get that. Lee Morgan kills it on that. I am just coming off of a really nasty cold. Hadley Caliban in the back. Wayne Shorter. I really love Wayne Shorter's playing on this one too. And I mean, iconic cover. So I was really stoked to find this one too. So we rented an Airbnb in Milwaukee, and there was a shop, I think it was called Acme Records. It was about maybe like 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk from the Airbnb. So we walked there one day, and this guy like recognizes me from YouTube, which was just like a really small world moment, just really kind of strange. That's never happened to me. I didn't think it would, considering how small I kind of am. But yeah, and then he gave me this record, told me to keep making videos. So shout out to you, dude. I didn't even get your name. I feel bad about that, but thank you so much. He gave me this Roy Ayers Ubiquity, A Tear to a Smile, which that track, very last track on the whole record, that one cooks. That one cooks. So thank you, dude. I don't know your name. If you're watching, please let me know, because that was just kind of a really special moment for me. Yeah, just wild. So Roy Ayers Ubiquity. Next, they kind of had a section in the back that was discounted for conditions sake, I guess. So I found this for $5 maybe. Bill Evans' Left to Right. It is a promo, I believe, yeah. Promo copy, which is sweet. Kind of a sleepy record with strings. Obviously Bill going back and forth, left to right. But it's nice for just kind of a background thing. It's really not an amazing record, but I do really enjoy it. And it seems like it's kind of a desired record. I'm not sure why, honestly, but sweet nonetheless on MGM. Yeah, promo. Sweet. And I found this one. This one's even more sleepy, honestly. Our Farmer Gentle Eyes on Mainstream. What is it, 72? I liked it. I liked this record, but yeah, again, pretty sleepy. Yeah, 72. It's got a whole orchestra as well. You know, not Our Farmer's Shining moment, but still a great record. And I picked up, I think they were all $5. Was it? I think so. Yeah, I think they're all $5 in the back area. I was pretty hyped to find this one there too. Isaac Hayes Shaft. I mean, it's just iconic blaxploitation soundtrack. I went through a blaxploitation kick. I watched all the big ones. You know, Superfly, Shaft. Cleopatra Jones. Shaft, I actually didn't really like Superfly. I was kind of surprised by that. Obviously, I like the music best. Superfly is an iconic album. But this one, I love this movie, like genuinely. Like, I thought it was awesome, especially with the music. And that era of movies in the early 70s is so interesting to me. So, yeah, Shaft. Really great. When was this? Was this also 72? Doesn't say. Yeah, I'm looking for that Black Moses still. Yeah, happy to find that. On the same note of blaxploitation, I found this. Now, yeah, that concludes the Milwaukee trip. So pretty good stuff. I was pretty happy with that. For relatively cheap, all of those things. So, well, not even just they were cheap. All of those things were cheap. So, I found this. I'm gonna show a few that I found at my local shop here in Eau Claire. This one I haven't really listened to it that much, but I saw Curtis Mayfield and I bought it. So, the Staple Singers, music by Curtis Mayfield. Let's Do It Again, starring Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, and Jamie Walker. So yeah, I also haven't seen this movie, but seems pretty goofy. On Curtom Records, 1975. It's a very, I mean, Let's Do It Again. That's a very sensual track. I mean, as you could imagine. But yeah, the titles on this record are so funny. Side 2, I Want to Thank You, Big Mac, After Sex, Chase. Like, just so funny. So yeah, Curtis Mayfield, Let's Do It Again. Found this one there as well. John Clemmer, Waterfalls. I kind of like John Clemmer. He early 70s sax. He was on Impulse and some other stuff. He has one record that actually pretty I like. This one's all right. This one's pretty good. The two preludes are really beautiful. He just uses a reverb pedal, but it's actually pretty beautiful. Obviously, this cover, Impulse is really trying to go for the psychedelic look. 1972. So yeah, right there, right in that time. Pretty cheap record. I would recommend picking it up, honestly. I enjoy it. It's nothing that's gonna blow your mind, but yeah, John Clemmer, Waterfalls. This one I was actually really excited to find at my local shop. I didn't even know I wanted it until I saw it. And I was like, oh yes, I know this record and I want it. Electric Mud, first on Cadet Concept. This was the first record that Muddy Waters put out that was utilizing an electric guitar. And blues purists aren't really a fan of this record, so I hear. Because, I mean, it's just kind of a sellout psychedelic thing. But I think it's killer still. This has like originally an 8-page like packet that's just Muddy Waters getting his hair done, which is just so funny. Here's that back cover. But Cadet kind of they wanted to go, they didn't want to make a psychedelic cover, so they just did it as plain as possible, which it is cool. I like it. There's one track on here that fucking burns. I don't know. I honestly don't know which one it was. I just remember being caught off guard by it. There's another cool thing. Instead of saying the minute and seconds, it just says how many seconds it is. Just kind of hit. I like this record a lot. Psychedelic bluesy, obviously, like that's a given, but it's just cool. It's cool to hear. So I was actually really excited to get this. Electric Mud on Cadet Concept. This one I took a chance just on the cover. This is a new release. Epitherea Overstand. When was this released? 2019 maybe? Doesn't say. I think it was 2019. Based out of LA, this band. Phenomenal. I really actually love this record. Really kind of ambient, but super groovy. I mean, pretty modern. Just that R&B drum shit. It's fantastic, and it's just really ethereal throughout the entire thing, with different synths and stuff. So it's really a vibey record, and that cover is fantastic. I think that's amazing. Yeah, Lake Vu, the second track on there, I really love that one. And then the last one's called Pulse 420. So, yeah, I'll show you the disc here. Here's that label. Whoa. Pretty cool stuff. I was very pleased with this. It's just a really enjoyable listen. If you kind of like more modern jazz, kind of fusion, I would highly recommend this to you. Go check it out. They have some other records. I think this was their first. This is on Stone's Throw Records. So yeah, Epitherea. This next record changed my life, hands down. I heard this last summer, and it completely just blew me away. It's the reason I started my band. I use music from this. Marquis Hill, New Gospel Revisited. What a phenomenal record. He put out a record, I think it was his first one, in 2011, I believe, called New Gospel. And it's got Marquis Hill, or this one does, because they revisited it in a live concert. Marquis Hill, Walter Smith III, Joel Ross, James Francis, Harish Raghavan, and Kendrick Scott on drums. It is just fucking killer modern jazz from 2022. It blew me away. It was just nothing. It was like nothing I've ever heard. Highly recommend you go check this out. Marquis Hill has changed how I play trumpet, and for the better, and has just been a huge inspiration to me. This entire year, I've just been really loving his stuff. He's probably my favorite musician alive right now. I hope to see him live. He doesn't come through Midwest very much, but I may be going to New York at some point. So he's based out of Chicago, about 35 years old. Here's that wax. Yeah, just super influential record to me. This will permeate through the rest of my life. I already know. Please go listen to this. Please go listen to this. Marquis Hill, New Gospel Revisited, 2022. On Edition Records. Fantastic. This one, I got that for Christmas. I asked for it for Christmas because I'd been streaming it, digging it. So, yeah. The Thump and Autumn, fantastic tunes. Fantastic tunes. This one I've showed. Found this in Minneapolis for dirt cheap for what it is. Herbie Hancock made a voyage. This is like a second or third pressing, I think. It's got the New York, not deep groove, and it doesn't have the ear. So I think it's, yeah, in the transition phase between the New York pressing plant and Liberty pressing plants. So I think technically this is a Liberty pressing, but it just has a New York label. Sounds phenomenal. I've made a video on this whole record. Please go check it out. I'm not really going to talk about it that much because I made like a 20-minute video just talking about this. So go check that out if you want to hear me talk about it. But yeah, Made a Voyage, Blue Note, 4,195. Super, super killer, 1965, I believe. Yeah, this is his fifth release on Blue Note. Cannot beat it. Legendary record. I'm gonna flip this. Next up, found this one at Electric Fetus, legendary record store in Minneapolis. Really great. I never really find stuff there, so it seems, but there's some good stuff when I went, but I only got this one. Expansions, Lonnie Smith and the Cosmic Echoes. Oh, my arm wasn't fully down. I was like, what is going on? Yeah, Lonnie Smith and the Cosmic Echoes on Flying Dutchman. What is this, 1975? Yeah. Great record. I think I like his first one better. This is after Extensions. Excuse me. Yeah, like I said, coming off of sickness. Super great record. Super, just kind of ethereal. I mean, yeah, most of you probably know this. It's a pretty popular record. But what is it? Summer Nights? Summer Days. Summer Nights is on the other record. Summer Days is on this one. Both great tunes. Just beautiful. Flying Dutchman is one of those labels where pretty much everything on it is gonna be caught fire. So, yeah. I was happy to find this for cheap as well. I mean, the only records I am buying now are just cheap. They have to be cheap. Or else can't really afford it. So, next up, my friend from work, Chris, shout out to you, gave me this record. And it's actually really nice. I never really checked it out, but a Jamal Heatwave on Argo, or I mean, I guess on Cadet, which is a Argo subsidiary. But they play Heatwave, April in Paris, Allison and Gloria, St. Thomas, Misty, maybe September. Yeah, a bunch of great tunes. This was recorded August 1966. So, you know, right there. This is just the Jamal trio, I believe. Yeah. It's just really nice, actually. Because you see this around a lot. And so I never really checked it out, but yeah, Cadet 66. Super great stuff. Thank you, Chris. I spin this actually kind of often. Really love it, Jamal. Rest in peace. Rest in power. We love you. Huge influence on the entire jazz scene. He also gave me, so I have this Stevie Wonder. I have a couple of these originals, both with the packets. None of them had the 7-inch, but he had the 7-inch, so he gave it to me. Really appreciative of that. Thank you, Chris, again. I mean, it's kind of hard to find. This is also really mint. The 7-inch, so 1976. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, shout out. Last up, I was in Iowa, Ames, Iowa, which is where Iowa State is, the college. I was visiting my friend. Went in this really just hole-in-the-wall record store. There's one in the basement. But I found this. The cover is beat up, but the wax is actually really nice, and I was just really hyped to find this. I think it was $10. Booker Little out front. This is not an original pressing. This is from 76 or something, 77. I think the original was 1963, 4, 5, 61? I don't know, early 60s. Booker Little out front. What an incredible record. It's his quintet. All original compositions by Booker Little on here. And they are all incredible. The harmonies I could listen to all day. It's kind of abrasive at times, some of the harmonies, but I think it's just really gorgeous. Eric Dolphy, Julian Prestier, I don't know. Max Roach, Art Davis, Ron Carter, and Don Friedman on piano too. Yeah, really great record. This is, because it was originally on Candid, but then it went to Barnaby Records, and this label is really funny, I think. So yeah, I guess I can show you the wax. It's really clean. So I've been listening to this. It's kind of a genius record. He died before the release of this record, and it was 1961, yeah. Which is just kind of a shame, because this was kind of his first like really true project, all original, and it is like a 10 out of 10 record, and he didn't even live to see it get released. And then Eric Dolphy died the next year, so pretty kind of tragic story there, but great music they left behind for when they were here. So Booker Little out front, really fantastic. I love Booker Little. So yeah, that is my recent finds since about Christmas. Pretty good stack. That Don Cherry. Cannot believe I found that. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you're doing well. Have a splendid day. Happy listening. Peace out.